more power to you. I wish you the best, but that shit you can't keep doing it. I can tell you that much. Because
I mean, yeah, I hear people saying that, and I think, but a lot of people are making it. But he went a whole season last year and didn't get he didn't get hurt at all last year. He played the whole season, didn't get hurt. Went to the playoffs, he didn't get hurt. No, he didn't. Not last year. No, he didn't. He played. You got to think about it, nigga. They didn't start. They had one of the best records in the jump. Only thing you got to think about it, their biggest fuck up last year was they couldn't beat no teams that was over 500. And then when of course when the weather started to get colder, they started to lose more games because they started. What they had, I think they played the Eagles and the weather was cold. Then they played the Bills that last game of the season they lost, and then they played the Chiefs. So yeah, the weather started early in the season. They were showing their ass, and then the colder the weather got outside, the Dolphins season started to crumble. But he didn't get hurt last year. He played all the games last year.
Many concussions, and you only been in the league 5 years. Not that you had 4 concussions now, or you've been in the league 4 years and you had 5 concussions. That shit.
No, he been in it. He had to be in 5 because he already got a new contract.
Okay, and you didn't have 4 already.
I mean, what did that mean?
Because you wasn't keeping track of when you was in college, so no, you
can't say that because people do keep, because again going back to that TV show, they keep, because Jalen Daniels it was a game, it was a huge game, it was LSU versus Alabama, and this was he was up for, even though he ended up still winning the Heisman, but that game he got knocked out with a concussion protocol, and they thought he was out of the Heisman. They only had 3 games left in the season. After they lost to Alabama, he got knocked out. And they thought that he was going to be done. They thought he wasn't even going to be able to play no more, and they took him out of the Heisman conversation. And then them last 3 games, he just piped up and went crazy on niggas and broke all type of records, and that's how he ended up still winning the Heisman. But yeah, got put on the.
You are right. The Chargers are in it. Chargers, Kansas City, Las Vegas, and Denver.
Yeah, I ain't thinking about no goddamn Chargers. You got to play Kansas City twice.
Yeah, but they still can win games. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they lose those, all right, cool. But
come on, and real quick, and then we can get into some regular relationship stuff or whatever the case may be. I do, because we didn't have this conversation, and like I said, just because right now Justin Fields is still on the leash, all of that, get Caleb Williams. He ain't done shit, dog. Y'all gassed him up, chased Justin Fields out, and we need to have that conversation, because a lot of niggas was putting a lot of sauce on Caleb Williams, and I realistically, because I know people who personally know him, so I ain't try to go too crazy on him, but y'all know that I'm a Justin Fields fan, and I think the Chicago Bears did that nigga dirty because of sports media help pile on, and that is one of the things about those voices. If you get enough niggas who work at ESPN and Fox Sports to pile on you or cheerlead you up, they going to, the narratives get painted, and people was making it like Caleb Williams was going to be the savior for the Bears. Let's be clear. They won that game last week because of the goddamn defense. He didn't put up not a goddamn touchdown. His stats look like dog shit, and right now he just threw a pick, and they still losing. So realistically, right now he could be 0-2. It would be no better than Justin Fields. So that's my only thing. Like I said, people were so Caleb Williams, and we talking about rookie of the year shit. He keep playing like this, and guess what? He ain't even gonna be in the rookie of the year conversation. It's gonna be Jalen Daniels and fucking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, go ahead.
So even to on the concussion thing on tour, I hear you don't want to listen to us, you want to do your thing or whatever, but you got guaranteed money. So what I'm gonna tell you right now, I mean, you do got to pay attention to that shit. And it's just even with Andrew Luck, how that's why he stepped away from the game, and he's a bigger boy. He's bigger than Tua. So I can't, like, how much of that punishment you got to start learning how to either slide right or just don't.
I get what you're saying, but all I'm gonna tell you is, sometimes it's the love. Some people just got the love of certain things, so it's hard to cut it off. Like when people telling them to retire,
that's suicide.
I hear it, but Marcus, some people may just feel like they don't got nothing else.
No, and you,
I'm gonna say, okay, what was that I was watching, and somebody was talking
this morning. They was talking about it. What's my man? I can't remember his name, but he was talking about how he had a stroke or something like that on the field, and he said you do got to you can't listen to the media. You do got to have that conversation. Your conversation got to be with somebody who really cares about you. Because he said him and his wife had that conversation, and she said, you got 3 seconds to get up off that ground. If you get off that ground, I'm coming out there. And it was the conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be realistic. And he said he went to play 4 more years. I think he had a stroke or something in the game. I forgot what it was. And he was like, he had players coming up to him saying, nah, you shouldn't be playing and all this. I think it's in your mind frame. But my thing only with him, you got to think about it. You are still young. Yes, you might heal better, but it's also, you don't want to be that one where you got to be sitting in a wheelchair all your life.
I hear you, but my only thing of it is that's everybody else pushing their fears on him. That man, because even when Ryan Clark said something, was talking about it, he was just like, I know personally that you got to. Was it Ryan Clark? It was I forgot. It was somebody who, one of these dudes who be on. It wasn't Ryan Clark. It was what's my man that's on the jump with Nick Wright? Chris Broussard. Because Chris Broussard, you know, I want to sit here and say a prayer to Tua, and I know Tua is heavy in his religion, so in his faith. So that's why I think for some people it's easy to sit here and talk and try to speak into fearing him and put fear in him, bro. His belief may be like, dog, God got me covered. If this is meant for me to play however many seasons, I'm going to try. If it's not meant for me to play, they might have to wheelchair me off. Some niggas just got that warrior spirit in them.
Some people do got that warrior spirit, but then sometimes you do got to. And then I would like you when you brought up Ryan Clark. I want to say he always bring up that conversation that he had with Mike Tomlin. And I want to say Ryan Clark is, I think he was sickle cell or something, like he has a red, you know what I'm saying? But it was a game in Mile High when they playing in Denver, and the altitude was going to affect him. He almost had a chance to die out. And Tomlin told him, no, you're not playing. And they had that conversation. That's why I said, sometimes I get it. You want to be out.
Hey,
on
let me
that field.
say real quick. Just go ahead. You can say what you're saying. But Ryan Clark, nigga, because I get whatever he said something on Friday, and niggas was started like, and niggas like, y'all got Ryan Clark fucked. I forgot
you
what
see
Ryan
his
Clark
highlights.
said.
You see
nigga,
how he
that's
did.
what I'm saying. His
highlights and what he did. He
that's why I say, God, nigga.
That's why I say
his highlights on Twitter. Oh my God, nigga.
He's a dog.
I don't know what he said, but whatever he said on Friday, it had niggas like, oh, y'all got y'all
because of him. Yeah.
Nigga, Ryan Clark was sending niggas to bed.
But that's why I kind of say it's just like, you put yourself in those positions where it's like, all right, because and if I want to say to even Lamar Jackson, you got to see some of this stuff. Like, I get it, you want to make these heroic plays, but then sometimes you got to actually use your other talent. You can't just keep using the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know when to hold and when to fold.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess that's everybody's own, I guess, your duality you got to kind of do on your own. I'm sure we've been talking about sports for a couple seconds, so to kind of put a little breathe in, we can get